Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. I am Nurul Syahira.
I am Nurul Hasana.
And I am Nurul Najiha.
So today we will do continuous assessment task 1 for Mtes 3273. Here we go.
Let's go.
So we are going to explore the issues that we have found in the SKP year 4 for 6.0 space, perimeter and area, where we will determine the area of square, rectangle, right angle triangle, equilateral triangle, and isosceles triangle using square grids of 1 square unit and formula. So this is the SKP. Next. Okay, for the first issue is overemphasis on formula without a conceptual understanding. So teachers in teaching area under the KSSR syllabus, teachers often focus directly on applying formula only. For example, in teaching area, teacher will ask students to calculate the area using the formula, which is area equal to length multiplied by width. Without first developing students' conceptual understanding using square units. So actually, to teach area, students must be understanding the concept of the square units. So this contradicts the KSSR requirement, where students must first determine area using 1 square unit grid first, and then move to the using formula for rectangle and triangle. Okay, so as a result, if teacher do not teach how to use square unit first, students will be memorize formula without understanding what actually area actually represent. The second one is students fail to relate area to the concept of covering a surface with 1 unit square grid. Students also struggle when dealing with irregular shape or grid-based question. And lastly, students will be misinterpret shape with different numbers of side by equal area. Next. Okay, so this is the importance of understanding the area in KSSR mathematics before more deeply. So the first one is learning approach. Learning approach, we must focus for the student center, where teacher act as a facilitator and teacher uses questions to help people think, and people will explore, collaborate and discuss using the teaching and learning process. The second one is higher order thinking skill, HOTS. The importance of HOTS is people can compare, differentiate, people can analyze the area, people can generalize the pattern, and people can justify the reasoning. The third one is CPA approach, concrete, pictorial, and abstract. This is important in teaching area because students can see and can touch the object. For example, concrete object is manipulative, such as triangle objects, square objects. Pictorial, for pictorials, people can draw shapes, people can draw a diagrams, and the second and the lastly is abstract. People can represent area using square units, and the last one is learning outcomes. So the importance of understanding area ni with square unit first is people can understand concept of area. People can be able to compare area of different shapes. The third one is can develop critical thinking, creative thinking, and problem solving skill. Okay, so now we move to the teaching method with conceptual and inquiry based. So there is a 4 phase. For phase 1 is exploration. Exploration using concrete CPA approach. So for activity 1, shape construction in pair. So teacher provide 2 triangles plus 3 identical squares, and students stick in pairs. And the task is teacher asks students to use all 5 pieces, which group have the same pieces, which is 2 triangle and 3 square. And teacher asks them to use all the 5 pieces to make one shape. So each different shape with a different side, but with the same area. For phase 2 is guided questioning concept development. So teachers will ask students, what shape do you see? So each group will say that they got the different shape for each group. So teacher also ask, is your shape the same as other group? And even if shape look different, what can you say about the area? So if so expected understanding by students is they will answer for the teacher is all shape have the same area because all of each group use the same pieces. So the phase 3 is addressing misconception. So in this phase, teacher will ask how many sides does your shape have. So one group have five sides, one group have 6 sides like that. And teacher ask one more question, which is do shapes with more sides have bigger area? So student will observe some shape have 4 sides, some have 5 or more, like I said before, but the area is still the same. So this is where the concept of area will be introduced. Okay, so for phase 4 is introducing square unit. So teacher will show one square unit and ask the people, is your shape bigger than this, or how many times is it bigger? So teacher use one square unit only right, and then people have the 5 pieces, which is 3 square and 2 triangle. So they got the 4 square units. So they can make any shape with those 4 square units because we say that the 2 triangles is equal to 1 square unit because if we combine the triangle, it can be the square.
Next.
Okay, next. Okay, so now we are moving to issue 2.
Okay, next for the issue 2 is students have difficulty reading analog clocks and calculating elapsed times. Okay, here is several main issue, which is students confuse the hour hand and minute hand. They do not understand that 60 minutes is actually equal to 1 hour, 30 minutes equal to half past, and 15 minutes is equal to quarter past or quarter to. Students also read time digitally but cannot interpret analog clocks. They struggle to calculate elapsed times. For example, some situations start at 2:25 p.m. and end at 3:10 p.m. Students cannot determine the duration between 2:25 p.m. until 3:10 p.m. Next. Okay, this issue is focused on the SKP year 1 and year 2, which is for year 1 focus on 5.2.3, say and write in hour, half an hour, and a quarter hour using an analog clock. And for year 2 focus on 5.1, which is time in hours and minutes. Next. Okay, what is the main causes of the problem? First of all, analog clock is actually abstract for young learners, and it often focus on worksheet instead of manipulative. And thirdly, it has a limited connection to real life situation. Lastly, analog clock is actually focuses on final answers and not understanding. So next, okay, suggested teaching activities that can be done. First of all, the teachers can use hands-on movable clock. The teachers call students to adjust the hands on their own clocks. When the students adjust this analog clock by their own hands, they can touch, can feel, and can have a real-life experience for them to understand the analog clocks better. Secondly is by using teach digital time before analog time. clock, the teachers need to introduce about digital clock first until the students fully understands. Next, the teachers can practice it on the analog time independently. And the third one is elapsed times using timeline strategy. For an example, a class starts at 1:40 p.m. and ends at 2:25 p.m. So how long is the class? Okay, first of all, teachers need to draw a timeline, which is from 1:40 to 2 p.m. is 20 minutes, and then from 2 p.m. until 2:25 p.m. is 20 minutes. From this timeline, the teachers need to add, and the total will be 45 minutes. And the last strategy is by doing daily routine time matching. For example, teachers can choose pictures of daily activities, pictures of wake up, go to school, recess time, and also dinner time. So from the pictures, the students can choose the correct clock which is showing the time. So from the situation, the students can easily know when the time is morning, evening or night, so they can apply it in the analog clocks. Next. Suggested assessment method that can be done by the teacher is first of all formative assessment. Formative assessment is an assessment that practice continuously during the class. So, example for formative assessment is the teachers can observe students while adjusting clock hands, and they can ask oral questions. Why is the hour hand is not exactly on 3? And teacher also can use quick response cards. For example, teacher chooses a clock and the students can write the time on a paper. The teacher also can monitor understanding during the class, and this formative assessment also important for teacher to identify the misconception that happen during the class immediately. Second assessment is authentic assessment. Okay, for example, the teacher can do mini project My Daily Schedule, and the students need to record 3 to 5 daily activities, and they have to write what is the starting time and ending time of the situation. So from the situation, the students can calculate the duration. For example, one of their daily activities is by doing homework. So they do their homework from 4 p.m. until 4:45 p.m. So from the situation, they calculate that the homework has been done for 45 minutes. And the last assessment is written assessment. For example, the teachers can ask questions like read time from analog clocks, draw clock hands for given time, and solve simple problems that related to elapsed times. So the main purpose for this written assessment is to check individual mastery and reinforce concept learning. Next. So some creative and approaches digital tools can be applied to help students understand this analog clock better. For example, teacher can do games like who sets the clocks fastest. The teacher also can do role play daily routines with time cards. And lastly, to make the class more engaging and interesting, teachers can use song or chants for quarter past, half past, and quarter to. So these creative approaches can make the classroom more fun and interesting, so students will not get boring during the class. Let's move to the next issue.
So we move for the issue 3, which is people are confused when converting units of length, which is millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. So why people do not understand the relationship between units? Because they are really on memorizing rules instead of conceptual understanding. People always memorize only, not understanding about the concept of units. And then they confuse when to multiply or divide. So when we want to change from mm, from millimeter to centimeter, they confuse which is need to multiply or divide. And then they struggle to visualize difference between units. They also lead to calculation errors and lack of confidence. For the example of issue, people do not understand relationship between units, such as one people thinks 1 meter, which is 1000 centimeter, instead of 100 centimeter, because they do know how metric units are connected, which is meter to centimeter, like that.
And then memorize rules without understanding. Example, people memorize multiply 10 or divide by 10, but when asked to convert to meter to centimeter, they answer 20 centimeter, but instead of 200 centimeter, because they don't know why multiplication is used. So next. Okay. Now we go for the understanding area in KSSR mathematics. For this issue, we have four learning approach to the center, which is a teacher as a facilitator and questionnaire, guide and observer, not as a lecturer, formula provider or answer giver, because teacher must guide pupils to discover relationship between unit through exploration. And then skills developed, which is we use logical reasoning, estimation skills, problem solving ability, and spatial awareness and numerical fluency. And then for the CPA approach, which is concrete, pictorial and abstract. For this CPA, for the concrete stage, we use a measure real object using rules. For this unit, we need to use the rule, and then take measure and compare length physically. And then for the pictorial stage, draw line models. And then we also use a number line or unit leader. So because people will know through the units. And then abstract stage, which is we use a perform calculation and conversions and also solve word problems. And the last one is expected learning outcome. For this learning outcome, at the end of the class learning, people should be able to explain unit relationship, choose appropriate unit for measurement, convert accurately, justify their answer, and apply measurement in real context. We go for the teaching method conceptual inquiry approach. We have a 4 phase, which is the phase 1 is awareness activation. So situation, teacher display a large ruler, which is this one, and then teacher prompt, why are there big number and small lines? So here we have a big line and small lines, which is here. We have a big and small line. So what do the small line represent? So the answer is big number shorter centimeters, which is this one is a centimeter, and then small number short millimeters. This one is millimeter. So concept understanding, a ruler visually show the relationship between centimeter and millimeter. The ruler will show the centimeter and millimeter. Now we go for the activity count the unit. For the count the unit, student count the small division between 0 and 1 centimeter. Okay, so how many small lines are inside 1 centimeter, which is from here 1 centimeter to 2 centimeter, which is we have a 10 small line, which is a 1 centimeter, and 2 centimeter, which is we have a 1 to 2, which is we have a 20 millimeter. Now student discover that 1 centimeter is answer is 10 millimeter through observation from the ruler. Now we go for the task, which is teacher write 5 centimeter. So when 5 centimeter, 5 multiplied by 10, so we got a 15 millimeter. And then 80 millimeter is divided by 10, so we have 8 centimeter. Now we go for the which is unit is smaller, and which is unit smaller. When converting to a smaller unit, should the number increase or decrease? Okay, first two relationship discovery, activity count the unit. And then we go to the phase 3 operation reasoning task. So which unit is smaller? When converting to a smaller unit, should the number increase or decrease? So the answer is smaller unit means number becomes bigger, and bigger units is number becomes smaller. Now we understand that student when to multiply or divide based on unit size, not memorization. So here I also give the other unit, which is meter to centimeter, which is we go 1 meter to centimeter, we need to multiply by 100, and then to centimeter to meter we divide by 100. Okay. Now
the last one is phase 4, which is real life application. We go to activity, choose the best unit. Okay, so I will show you the 3 objects, which is the first one is coins, and the second one is books, and the third one is a whiteboard. Okay, so which unit is most suitable to measure a coin? Okay, so for a coin, we use a millimeter because it's a smaller than whiteboard and book. And then we use the book is centimeters, and for whiteboard we use a meter. So this is a issue that people not know how to use a meter, centimeter, or meter, centimeter, or millimeter. So we need to use from the small object, which is millimeter, medium object, which is centimeter. And measurement units are chosen based on object size and context. Now, next. Okay, now we go for the assessment method. The first one is oral questioning. Teacher asks conversion reasoning question. Checks people understanding immediately. So we have question and answering from the class in the end of the class, and identify misconception yearly. So as a teacher can give or provide quickly. Now, second, observation checklist. After the learning of the teaching, teacher will observe one by one student, so that we used to focus on method use, not only find answer. So that teacher can observe one by one people from understanding and measure conceptual understanding. Okay, next. 3 problem solving tasks. Word problem involving length conversion. So require reasoning and explanation. Teacher will give the hot, which is higher order thinking skill, to build knowledge and confidence from the pupils about their units. And then the 4th, mini quiz. So after the end of the class, teacher will give some quiz that we need to, which is worksheet, quizzes that pupils need to answer about short conversion question, which is centimeter, millimeter, meter, and provide quick feedback, so that teacher can reinforce unit relationship. Next. Okay, so we have a creative and digital approach here. The first one, I will give an interactive quiz platform, which is quizzes or Kahoot, so that makes conversion practice more fun and competitive. So increase motivation and participation from the pupils. And then we need to animate concept video. So as a teacher will provide us video that have a visualized explanation of unit relationship, help people visualize size difference, reduce abstract confusion. So from the animated concept video, teacher will apply many of picture diagram, so that people will interesting about the learning. And then visual measurement game, which is teacher have a drag and drop conversion task. So that is immediate feedback changes learning and also support self-paced understanding. And the last one is collaborative digital board, which is a Jamboard and Padlet. So people solve conversion together. So we have a grouping playing, so that they have to solve problem together, and then encourage discussion and reasoning. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.